Okay, let's hop in. Time for some Launchpad action. I am looking forward to this. Okay. Uh, you know what? Let's start with you know what? I don't want to share with me into the chat, will you please, how many gigs you have lined up for the rest of the year. If it's zero, say zero. There's no shame here at all. Uh, Zero is a great number because you get to look back at it and laugh. In a couple of weeks. Okay, so we got some tens, some fives, some sevens, some zeros, 20s. Good. Okay. I want you to remember that number. Maybe write it down. Okay. And the next number I want to ask you is, let's say if it's Christmas Day, and you're looking back, between now and then, how many would you ideally like to play? If you could pick. And if the quality was right, and we're not just talking about playing for volume here. Yeah, Florian, this will be uploaded later on. To play, 3. To book, 10. Okay, that's easy. This is good. Okay, I like it. Okay, sweet. Let's hop into it then. So, some of the key principles for what we're going to run through today and over the next 30 days. This is the frame I want to give you for our work together over the next 4 and a bit weeks, okay? The first thing that we're going to do straight off the bat is we're going to feed the algorithm. Now, the algorithm gets a bad rap. Everybody, anytime I hear the word algorithm, it's nearly like a dirty word. People are giving out about the algorithm. We're slaves to the algorithm. We're controlled by the algorithm. I get all that. I get all that. But we can also use the algorithm. The algorithm right now is set up in such a way that if you give it what it wants, and it's a simple creature, it doesn't want, it has simple needs, trust me. We know what it wants. All of you can create what it wants, and we can give it what it wants. We can smash it really, really quickly, okay? And so we're not going to mess around in Launchpad. We're going to get straight in, and we're going to feed the algorithm quickly. I want to show you an example. Like, I did a bit of a socials challenge last month where I was posting across a number of different platforms. Like this morning, I'm looking at one channel that I only posted twice on in the last 30 days. It only has 22,000 followers, but we have, this was a screenshot right before the call, 5.8 million views in the last 30 days, but I've only posted those 2 top posts. So we've got 2 kind of meme style posts that we've created ourselves. They are original comedy. They're original jokes. So it wasn't a meme ripped from anywhere else. It was something we made ourselves. But that's just 2 static posts in the last 30 days, and they've generated 5.8 million views. That would have been unthinkable on Instagram a number of years ago. And really on any of the channels that we're posting daily on, even with small follower accounts, you can rack up 6-figure views really easy. They're all doing it. All of you can do it. Can I ask into the chat, is anybody that's posting on a daily basis or on a regular basis, are any of you seeing that already? Are you seeing that virality, those high numbers? Like a 50,000 follower, 100,000, a 50,000 view reel, or 100,000 view reel, or a million view reel. Have we got anyone here that are kind of hitting those yet? One TikTok had 90K. Love it. Highest has been about 500. Okay. Perfect. Good. Well, we're in a good place then. We've got it all to do. So we're going to feed the algorithm. We're not going to fuck about. Normally, I would have taught what to do on the algorithm. I would have said, maybe you should do this, or maybe you should do that. And then we would have ended it. In Launchpad, we're going to do it together. And every day, if you're in on the challenge, you're going to stay accountable. You're going to upload the screenshot. We're all going to cheer, and we're going to go to bed happy. Okay? We're going to do that every day. Okay. Too many buttons, Michael. Here we go. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make it all about the music. One of the things I see a lot when we try to get DJs to post regularly is they're like, what do I have to post about me? I'm not doing anything. I'm not I'm not performing enough. I'm not releasing enough. I'm not doing enough. And that's kind of the mindset where you're thinking, okay, I'm going to make the content about me. But the people who aren't your fans yet, they don't know you yet. Okay. If we make it about the music, it's easy because you are an expert of music. That's literally your job. It's like being on a call with plumbers talking about running water. Okay. Like you guys are, that's your job. We're going to make the content about the music. The fans already love the music. You already have a common bond over the music. Okay. There's already a plethora of music out there. If we make the content music centered, it has a chance to go viral and they have a chance to find out about you. Okay. So we're going to use the music to go viral and then you can ride the wave on top. They can discover you through a shared love of music. That takes the pressure off. You're not shouting about you all month, promoting yourself all month, saying how great you are, playing here, doing this. We're just shouting about music. Can I ask, does that take the pressure off some people? Is there anybody in here that feels good when they're like, okay, I don't have to be shouting about how great I am all the time? Nobody likes that person that's just shouting about how great they are all the time. Hey, check out my new release for the 7th time this week. Okay, perfect. That's going to make it easy for you, trust me. And it's going to make it fun as well. See, earlier on when Josh said he was enjoying doing social content on a daily basis, it's probably because it's music curation. You're sitting finding new music, sharing music, talking about music. That's fun, okay? Next one, we're going to kill your patience. If there's any doctors on the call, just understand the spelling of that. Kill your patience, okay? I'm not insured for anything else that may go down. Here's the thing. I see on these calls, you're patient. Like as an artist, you have to be patient. Things take time. The gigs aren't going to come at once. You've got to sort of work your way in, network, pay your dues, all of that. Can I ask you to the chat, do you feel you've been patient with your DJ career? Do you feel it's taken patience? Fuckloads of patience, right? Too much, of course. Too much. And that's okay. It's good to be patient. You're not entitled to anything. Like it's going to take time, but also you can be too patient. You can be so patient that you're like, I don't think it's going to work this year. It's going to be next year. So I'm fine with, it not working out this year. I'm fine with this month not being the biggest month ever. I'm fine. And actually the results get pushed further and further out into the distance because you're not really expecting them now. Sometimes you just need to kill the patience, just even for a little while. And for this month, I want you to kill the patience. I want you to say, I am not waiting. This month, we're getting results in the bag. I'm making them happen. We're not leaving October without significant change. And if you just commit to that and do what we're going to run through here, I promise you'll get it. There we go. It's like the Blair Witch Project, that secret side camera. We need to get that USB hub sorted. Okay, so we want to kill the patience. Trust me, you'll feel better for it. Outreach. We're going to do some outreach. And can I ask who here is nervous about the outreach, about speaking to people that they've never spoke before, about just kind of messaging them or connecting with them? Give me a yes if you're nervous, anxious, not loving the idea of it. Yeah, super shy. Very common. I am really looking forward to it. Not at all. Okay. Yeah, some people just hate it. Especially if you've tried it and got ghosted. You're like, I told you. 50-50. I'm ready to fire up my cold emails. I love we asked this kind of last week as well. And it was like it was a complete, both sides of the spectrum in the comments. Some people are dying for it and some people are dreading it. I want you to think of it, the way we're going to do it this month is not, there's going to be no hard pitching. There's not going to be selling. There's not going to be begging for gigs. All we're going to do this month is we're going to meet some people. Like, think about, have you ever seen those kids in the playground, or maybe you were that kid, or maybe you had that kid that, they were shy. They got to the playground and they were shy. They didn't want to meet any of the other kids. And then after 10 minutes, they've met some of the kids and they're running around having the time of their life. And there was nothing to be worried about. They're having the time of their lives. It's going to be just like that. We're just going to connect with some people. That's all. We're just making some friends, okay? I want you to think of it like that as we go through it. I'm going to make sure it's like that. And then finally, I thought about saying kill the imposter. I don't even need to ask in the comments. I know you all suffer from imposter syndrome. We say it all the time. You're a creative person. You will have imposter syndrome. If you're putting up content every day with your face in it, maybe you feel like you're an imposter. Or if you're talking about music, maybe you feel like an imposter. Or if you're reaching out, or if you're whatever, maybe you feel like I'm not ready for this. The imposter will lie to you. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I just need to get this thing sorted. Maybe I need to get press shots sorted. Maybe I need to get my press kit sorted before I reach out to people. Maybe they're too big. I'll reach out to them next year. All of this is the imposter. I'm not saying kill the imposter. It comes in very handy, I'm sure. And it's too big a leap to kill him. So him or her, whichever, whatever gender your imposter is, I just want you to kidnap them, hide them in the basement for 30 days, okay? I know it's hard to suppress it, but I just want you to put it aside and go, not this month, okay? This month, I'm just going to talk about music that I love. I'm going to share it on socials. I'm just going to connect with some people I would like to play for. I'm just going to do this or this or this. Whatever everybody else in Launchpad is doing, I'm just going to do that. And the imposter doesn't get a say. Can you agree to that? If you can agree to that, let me know in the comments. If you're going to find it tough, let me know as well. Give me a agree or can't do it. I've got some agrees. I've got some agreement. Would love to put him in the basement. Yeah, put him in the basement and flood it. Okay, sweet. Okay, so like we're doing Launchpad based off the new fully booked system. It's one that, like, if you've done fully booked before, it's not that. Okay, fully booked was amazing. It worked really well in 2019, 2020, 2021, but it didn't have the opportunities that we have today. We've got so many more opportunities, just like given some of the stuff that we've just spoken about. And so we want to take advantage of that. And so this month, we're going to do 4 weeks. And over those 4 weeks, we're going to implement the sum of fully booked. Not all of it, because we don't have time. 4 weeks is going to pass by pretty quickly. And we just want to get some results, okay? So what I want for you is to be fully booked. Whatever that means to you. Can I ask into the chat, like, what does that mean to you? When you think about you being fully booked, let's say maximum results, you got exactly what you wanted. How often are you playing? Like, is it one big festival a month? Is it 2 club shows a week? Is it any gig you can get 6 nights a week? Where are you at in your life or your aspirations? If everything went perfect and you could just pick the gigs, ongoing, 2 a week. So, okay, I think, Brune, that's around the day job. Am I right? 2 a week. Ian wants a weekly residency. 2 a week. Touring weekly. 2 to 3 a week. This is good. Four gigs a week, 4 festivals a year. I love it. Okay. I can get the gigs that pay well. Okay, this is great. So we're clear. Look, 2 a week is, that's we're all in very doable territory, right? So, like, if we wanted to get you fully booked, there's, what really is fully booked when we think about it? Because I don't think of it just as gigs, because there's no DJ that just becomes fully booked. There's a whole lot of things that go with it. If you're fully booked, you probably have a decent audience, or you have a decent fan base, or you have releases that are going well, or you have a mix series that it's going well, or you have something that's going well in order to get you the bookings. And then because you have the bookings, other things go well because of that. Okay. And so there's like knock-on effects. If you're fully booked, I want you to really, have as many gigs as you choose. I want you to be able to play as often as you want to play. Okay? That's core. That's the soul of it. But also, I want you to have a proper fan base. Now, at the early level, like when you're just trying to get some gigs, to think about, me having fans, I think sometimes that can feel like really far away. Like the imposter starts to rear his head up because there's an audience, building an audience, like some followers or whatever, but having like actual fans, that sometimes feels like a step further. Can I ask into the chat, when you think about you having an audience of actual fans, How does that feel? Does that feel achievable? Does that feel unachievable? Does that feel how, how does that land with you? Feels right, feels achievable. Like there's another word for it, which is audience, you know, but an audience isn't necessarily all fans. Do you know what I mean? Piers Morgan pops up on my feed all of the time. So I'm technically in his audience. Am I a fan? I'm not a fan. So it's we got to separate them out, you know? But the way things are set up these days with the algorithm, if you do what we're going to do this month, you can build fans. And if you are actually building fans, that's what fuels everything. When promoters can see eyeballs are on you, the demand is on you, the engagement is on the post, there's genuinely people that are your fans, that are your crew, okay? And then the final thing, if you've got the gigs and you've got the fans, I think about fun. Like fun is, it's maybe a silly word for it, but it's really experiences, isn't it? Why do we get into the music industry? It's not strictly for an income. If it was, we'd be mad. You know, there's other reasons. You've got a love for music. You want to do fun things. You want to meet fun people. You want to travel. You want to entertain. Whatever it may be, it's a passion. It's not just a career. It's a passion. And so you want to get that fun from it. Can I ask you to the chat? What does fun look like to you? Like, that sounds like a stupid question, but like when you're thinking about your artist career and you're thinking about the fun bits, the exciting bits that you get to do, what are the bits that pop out? Because for some, it'll be the gigs. Others, it might just be in the studio getting to do that all day. Others, it might be, you know, if you're on tour, meeting the promoters, going for dinner with the promoters, meeting new people, new communities, uh, meeting friends around the world. Yeah, yeah. Building a community, seeing people enjoy my sets, remixing bigger artists, traveling, meeting new people. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of that, isn't there? That's really important. And we sometimes don't optimize for that, you know, but we have to. Okay. It's the adrenaline from the gigs. Love it. Okay. So if we're going to make this happen, we're going to have to create. And this is actually, it should seem obvious that we need to create. But one of the big downfalls of people on socials, DJs especially, is the lack of creation up until now. Like now with the algorithm, you're seeing DJs create and create original content and put new stuff out. But before then, they're sharing content from their gigs. They're sharing photos on tour. They're sharing like artwork for their gig or promotions for the releases. And none of that is actually your creations. You know, that's you telling us about you doing the work. We don't get to enjoy you doing your work. Like, imagine if, like Picasso, if he had an Instagram account, if he was alive today, would he post pictures of his paintings or would he post pictures of him down the supply shop buying paint? You know, like people want to see your art. And as an as a DJ, you need to be showing that. Okay. And so if we're not creating, bookers have nothing to sum us up by when we reach out. Fans have no reason to follow us. Artists have no reason to want to collab with us. Okay? You can document your journey through what you're up to and all of that, but we need to be creating. We need to actually be putting work out into the world, or we're not going to grow a fan base. We're not going to do anything. There's no reason for people to get behind us. And so we need to create. Once we create, we need to connect. And the two work together really well. All of the opportunities that you want to take, they are out there. All the gigs you want to play are already running. They're already booking. They're already hiring. All the labels you want to sign for, they're already releasing. The festivals that you want to play for next year, they're already sort of in the works. So all your opportunities are already out there. And quite often people are waiting for them to come. You know, they're waiting for the person to kick the door in. They're not coming. You need to connect, okay? And if you're connecting without creating, well, if you mail me and you say you want to play at my event and I check you out and you're just, there's crickets, we're never going to go anywhere. When we pair these two together, it's perfect. You connect with me. I can see what you're about. I can see you take it seriously. I can see you're the type of artist I want to work with. Layer these two together, we're making serious traction. But what often happens is people fall into the trap. They do the work, they do the networking, They get themselves into the right groups, but they never get the gigs to happen. I see this happening here in Ibiza sometimes when people get into the right circles and they come back and say, they're still not booking me. I still don't have the gig. Can I ask into the chat, have you ever seen this or have you witnessed this? Have you ever been like you've got yourself in the circle of people that have the bookings for you, but the bookings just aren't happening, even though they're your friends or your acquaintances, you're still just not getting booked. They're probably waiting for you to ask the question. And it's your job, usually. I mean, you can hope that they ask you, but all of this is a waste if we're not getting the confirmations. Okay? We want to make sure we're getting the confirmations every single month. We've got to make that happen with promoters, with festivals, with labels if you're looking to get signed, with our own event stuff, with our own brand stuff if we want. When we run these three together, this is how we get fully booked. Creating the right stuff, connecting with the right people, and then making sure we're getting the confirmations on a consistent basis. Now, here's the thing. If we do this wrong, or if we don't do this, if we miss out on this, let's say we don't create, okay? Well, what happens? We get no audience. And if you're struggling with no audience, you got to ask yourself, have I really been creating original content for a while? If you're not connecting with the right people and you're not doing it on a consistent basis, well, you're going to get no opportunities. And so if you don't really have many opportunities, you've got to ask yourself, have you really been connecting with the people that have those opportunities? You probably haven't. And then if we want to get some confirmations, well, if we don't do it, if we don't chase them, if we don't make it happen, we're going to have no bookings. It's easy, simple. Or, insert whatever else you want in there. No releases, no gigs, no deals, whatever it is that you're trying to confirm. As a DJ, it can be many things. Let me know into the chat. Which one of those are you guilty of doing? Is it create, confirm, connect? Which ones have you not been doing? All of it. Good. Like, not good that you haven't been doing all of it, but good that you're just honest with yourself, because now we can fix it. Okay. Fixing it is the easy, not the easy part, the simple part, let's call it. The fun part. And especially, I've been coaching DJs for a number of years, and especially the social side, it's been tough because it's been hard to get results. And you see people putting in all the effort and not actually getting the results. It's why I'm loving this time, because I'm seeing the people that are putting in the effort, it actually works, it pays off. Up until now, the connection side really worked and the confirm side really worked, but growing the audience was tough. Now it's the opposite. Growing the audience, if you do the work, is a little bit easier. Okay, so let's deep dive into it then. We're going to do, there's 9 steps that we need to implement. We can't do them all this month. We don't need to do them all this month. We can do a few this month that are going to get us the results the quickest, okay? So if we're going to create, and we're going to, create, it's a number of things. It could be productions, it could be socials, it could be YouTube. We're going to focus on just socials. So when I'm talking about creating right now, I'm talking about socials, okay? Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create frameworks. It's going to be the easiest way for you to post on a consistent basis is if you have a framework. If you can do a similar post each time. If you can, they talk about one of the best ways to be creative is to build constraints. If I can tell you that you can do absolutely anything, well, we become overwhelmed, don't we? The world's our oyster, right? I almost don't know what to do because I can do everything. And if I hand you 4 markers and a cardboard box, and I say you can do anything once it's with those 4 markers and that cardboard box, you can probably do 1,000 different things, but you've got constraints now, and the constraints help with the creativity. We want that with frameworks. Quite often people don't post on social because They're not confident that it's going to work. And if you have a framework that you can follow each time, well, you can see it working in real time, not just for you, but for others. You can implant your creativity into the framework and it'll give you that confidence. And it's also going to help us grow it and iterate it and make it better. Okay. We don't want you thinking about what to post or not knowing what to post. And so we're going to give you some frameworks. I'm going to give you some templates. You don't need to second guess it. I'm going to show you them. You just pick the ones that you like. Okay. Next up, we're going to build a habit, because if you can post daily on your artist socials, it is going to be a game changer. Here's the thing. Remember when Facebook used to have tons of reach? Like I have 550,000 followers on the Ibiza Club News Facebook page. We never post on it. Very rarely. We should, but nobody's on there. The reach is dead. I have 250,000 on the Wonderground one. Sometimes we'll post and, you might get 10 likes sometimes. You used to get loads of reach on there. You don't anymore. TikTok, when it started, you got tons. You get less now. Instagram right now, you're getting loads, but it's not going to last forever. Don't think that this opportunity will be here next year or the year after or the year after. Maybe it will, but it probably won't. The reach will probably die down. Right now is your very best time to do this. And so we want to build a habit, okay? I'm going to give you a habit tracker. we're going to get you to post a reel every single day for the 28 days of the challenge. I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute, but you're going to post 28 reels in 28 days, okay? We're going to keep you accountable and get you to post in the group. If you miss a day, it's fine. Consistency isn't perfect. We're just trying to build a habit here. But if we can get you doing it, we can get you booked, okay? I'm going to give you all the tools to make it nice and easy. And then once you're doing it, we're going to level it up, because Instagram gives you all the tools now. Once you've done 2 posts, 3 posts, 5 posts, 7 posts, you can see, because you're posting with a framework and it's kind of the similar style each time, you can see where it's working, where it's not working. Is the hook right? Are people watching past the first 3 seconds? Is it being shown to non-followers? If not, how can we change it to get it shown to non-followers? Okay, now it's being shown to non-followers. How can we change it so that it gets shown to more? And we can tweak it as we go through the 30 days. Like I did this on my own account, which was a dead account with 1,500 followers. It was like 1.5K followers. Within like 2 weeks, we were getting 60K views on some of the videos. Okay, you can do this too. And so I'm going to get you posting in the frameworks daily to build the habit. And then we're going to pay attention and level it up as we go. Okay? After that, for the connection piece, we're going to make it really easy. Okay? What we like to do, if you're here a while, you know, we like to pick your people. So I've gone to lots of conferences, and you know, there's the whole networking thing. I went networking, and you just meet people randomly, and it's great, but quite often didn't get anything out of it except drunk, very drunk. And so like, it's good putting yourself out there, networking, meeting people. It's great, but it didn't always bring the results. The results you want, we can find the people that have them. We know the bookers that are booking acts like you. We know the labels that are signing acts like you. We know the radio stations that are hosting shows like yours, or the artists that are collabing with people like you, or the media outlets that are writing about up-and-coming acts like you. They're easy to find, okay? We want to find just those people and sack everyone else off. We're going to pick your people. We're going to build a hit list just for this month. So if you already have a hit list, if you're with us a while, scrap it off. We're going to build a fresh one just for this month. We're going to pick our people, and we're going to go after them in a nice way, okay? Next up, inside Fully Booked, you need to build your leverage, okay? What are the reasons that promoters want to work with you? What have you got to offer? Is it a radio show? Is it a YouTube channel? Is it an audience? Is it, you know, what value can you bring? And then the biggest lesson I can give on the connect front, to take the sting out of it, I know people hate pitching. This is going to help. Trust me. You're just going to break the ice. Too often, people go and pitch straight away. Like, I used the analogy when we taught this first about if you walk past a bar and you've seen somebody that you fancied inside the bar. If you just ran straight in, introduce yourself, and asked them to marry you, you know the chances of that happening are zero. And if they were to say yes, you should run because the person's absolutely nuts. But if you went in and just broke the ice, and then over time nurtured the relationship, you stand a better chance. We know that. That's obvious. So why is it when it comes to bookings, we think that we don't know them, we've never spoken to them before, and on the very first email, I'm going to ask to seal the deal, and then I get surprised when they ghost me. Like it will work sometimes if you send 100 out. Maybe you get a booking off it, maybe you get two, but in general, you could have done so much more. And so this month, we're going to do a lot of breaking the ice. Where the people that we want to work with long term, we're just going to reach out and we're going to break the ice. We're going to start the conversation. We're going to do it in a nice, easy way where we're not asking for anything. Sometimes we're offering something. And we're just going to start conversations happening. Can I ask into the chat that concept of breaking the ice, not having to pitch anything, just an icebreaker? Does that feel like it'll take the pressure off? Does that? Yeah, okay. Organizers might be busy for small talk. Yeah, everybody might be busy for small talk. I would rather jump off the Empire State Building than engage in small talk. So nowhere on this sheet does it say small talk. Definitely not. If you're going to try and get into a bit of chit chat, meaningless chit chat, it's probably not going to get you anywhere. But we can break the ice and we can do it in a way that promoters want to work on. Yes, but how? Warren, we'll cover that in the modules. Okay. Long story short, there's icebreakers we can try. There's some of the leverage that we can try. There's some offers that we can try. There's loads of different things. Tested loads of them, and loads of them work. Think about, for instance, the one that a couple of people in the group have been using where they've reached out to a booker, just called and said, hey, I know you get pitched all the time, and I'm not going to do that. I just love the event. I would like to play for it someday. I see you have up and coming acts on the roster. Can I ask how you found them? Like, how are you discovering them? Are they coming to the parties, or like, what do I need to do to get on your radar? That question, you're not asking for the booking, you're asking for help. That gets an abnormally high response rate from the promoters because it gets a bit of respect. You've kind of like paid them respect. I'm not going to pitch you but how are you finding people? And quite often they'll respond back and go, well, we find them here or we find them here. And it segues into send us over a mix. We'll listen to it. Sometimes like that's an icebreaker, you know? And there's loads of things like that you can try that will work, that isn't wasting their time, that's genuine, and leads the conversation. It shows them your intent because you're saying, hey, I want to get booked. And it lets them be the promoter and guide you. So we're going to break the ice, okay? And then we're gonna lock in some confirmations. Look, I'm a big fan of asking the question. When it comes time, we're going to ask the question. Sometimes you've just got to bring it to a booker and say, here's what I'm thinking, yes or no. And let them come back to you, okay? And so we've got Booking Agent GPT, which has all of the scripts that have worked over the last 10 years, which can help you write amazing pitches. And we're getting tons of results for people inside the program with that. If you've done the outreach and they've said no, they've said yes, they've whatever, they've ghosted you, any number of things that they'll do, what you need to do after that is just keep chatting. Just keep following up, keep the conversation going. Nothing shows a booker more that you didn't really want to play a gig is if you reach out, you ask for the gig, they say no, not right now, and then you never contact them again. Because you're thinking in your head, oh, they said no to me. I don't want to play them again. I don't want to get rejected again. But to them, they're like, that person mailed once and never contacted us again. Obviously didn't want to play. If you really want to play somewhere, follow up in 3 months and say, hey, what about now? I've got this out. I've done this. What about now? Maybe we could do this. Every 3 months, polite, nicely, like build the relationship. It was 5 years of chatting with Elro before we did the Elro tour. I didn't take the first no. We did 55 gigs at 528 this summer. We did Pikes Presents. We did Kaluki. We did We did brunchy electronic. We did knee deep in sound. We did all of them. Do you know how many no's I got in February, March, April, May? I counted there was 187 emails, which were follow-ups and no's and repitching and we got it across the line. And at the end of it, where nobody was pissed off, you want to keep chatting, keep the conversation going, but keeping it in a way that it's furthering the relationship. Okay. And then the other way we're going to get confirmations is we're going to DIY. We're going to do it ourselves. There's things that you can be doing just to let yourself on the pitch. Running your own events, running your own counter club events, running your own YouTube pop-ups, running your own partnerships, your own radio shows. The confirmations come easy when you're doing the direct deals, okay? If we do these 9 steps, you're going to be fully booked, okay? What we're going to do this month, because we don't have time for it all, we are going, I can find the right pens. Okay. This month, we're going to create the frameworks so that you have the posts that you're going to run out for the rest of the year, okay? We're also going to build the habit so that you stick with it after the 30 days and onwards, so that your socials are just sorted and you know exactly what you need to do. And then we're going to show you how to level it up so that you can keep growing how well they do every single month, okay? On the Connect side, you're going to pick your people, so we know exactly who we're going after this month. And we are going to run the icebreakers, okay? We don't have time to build a leverage this month. We don't need to, okay? All the stuff that you'll do on social will be enough. And then we're going to ask some questions. We don't have time to do the follow-up because we're going to do it inside this month. But these are the steps that we're going to do this month, okay? Very quickly, what I want you to do is, I'm going to traffic light these, where I'm going to go through these 1 to 9, okay? Let's say 1, let's say these are, yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I want you to think of this like a traffic light, okay? If you're green, you have this sorted. So like if you're green on building the habit, you're posting unique content every day. If you're green on asking the question, you're pitching promoters as much as you think you should be pitching, okay? You wouldn't change anything. If you're red, you're not doing it at all, okay? You're not doing it correctly at all. If you're amber or orange, whichever part of the world you're in, you're doing it, but it could use some work, okay? You're doing it quite well, but it could use some work, okay? So I just want you to type into the chat. Or you know what? Yeah, type into the chat for each one as we go through it. Let's try and do this really, really quickly. Okay. Are you posting content on your social that follows a series, that follows a framework on a consistent basis so people know what to expect from you? Are you green, amber, or red? Into the chat. Okay. We got a mix. Perfect. Okay. Build a habit. Are you posting on a daily basis? And here's the thing. Posting artwork and flyers and pictures of your dinner doesn't count. I'm talking about the content we just spoke about a moment ago. Original content. Okay. Are you looking at the analytics for your content, seeing what's working and improving it every single week? Are you red, amber, or green? Yeah, don't worry if you don't know how to look at it. That's completely fine. We're going to deep dive on that this month for you. Okay, perfect. Do you have a hit list of people that you know have the bookings for you? Or, you know, the signings or whatever. Okay. Have you been actively building your leverage, the things that promoters want? Do you have an active YouTube channel? Do you have a radio show that has an audience? Do you have something that bookers want? Okay, perfect. Have you been breaking the ice with these people on a regular basis? Are you reaching out and connecting with new people on a regular basis? Green, amber, or red? Seeing lots of reds on that one. That's to be expected. Okay. Asking the question. So reaching out and actually asking for the gig, asking for the signing, asking, can we do? What are you? Are you red, green, or amber? Red. Didn't pitch in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so you're red. Perfect. Don't worry about it. We can be green next week. Follow up. For the people that you've reached out to, how often are you following up, checking in, furthering on the conversation? Are you green, amber, or red? Okay, okay, perfect. Asking, red, follow up, orange. That one confuses me. If you're not asking the question, what is there to follow up on? That's cart before the horse. I'm sure there's some logic to it. So maybe you mean nurturing the conversation, like you're good at nurturing, but just not asking the question. Okay, DIY, confirming your own stuff, your own gigs, your own YouTube pop-ups, your own whatever. Don't worry, by the way, you might not want this. You might just want to stay red on that one. That's fine. Red isn't necessarily a bad thing if it's something you don't want to do. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about what was the biggest color that you were shouting? Was it mostly greens? Was it mostly reds? Was it mostly ambers? Or was it like mostly, green amber? Was it mostly red amber? Where were you at? What was the majority? Red. You got some green ambers? Okay, perfect. Okay. So let's look at this. Greens for Michael. I love it, Michael. Okay, well, you did say you got 20 gigs lined up and things are working, so I love it. Okay, here's the thing. We got 4 possible futures, right? Here is today. This is you today. I want you to think about you in the future. Let's call it, for the sake of everybody being on the same timeline, let's call it 3 years. So your artist career in 3 years' time, okay? Break it up into 3 sections. Like, we know there's many possible futures. Things could work out many different ways. But let's look at 4 of them, okay? Let's see what we need to do and what we need to avoid doing. This is an exercise I enjoy doing. Okay, so here's the deal. There is the ideal situation if things go absolutely perfect. There is okay if things go, they're not amazing, but they went okay. I'll accept it. There is, come on, pen, don't do me dirty. There is if things go per, and then there's if things go awful. Move my little head. Little head, big head, Sarah says. She says the Irish have very big heads, which I think is a horrible thing for a British girlfriend to say to an Irishman, but however, okay. If things go ideally for you, what does that look like on the gig front? You can type into the chat, or you can just write your own notes. But I want you to think about if things go ideal over 3 years, just in your own head. What do the gigs look like? Where are you playing? How often are you touring? Who are you playing for? What stage are you on? I just want you to think about it, okay? On the fan front that we talked about, like, what does that look like? If things go really well in 3 years, what does your audience look like? Where are they? Is it a big YouTube audience? Like, is it lots of ticket buyers in different regions? Is it maybe you care about Germany more than everywhere else? Is it TikTok? Is it Shorts? What is it? Like, what does your audience look like? Do they follow a label that you own? What do you see in your head? And then fun. Like, if things go really well, what are you doing? Are you traveling around? Where are you going? If you have a kind of a clear picture in your head, would you type clear into the chat? And if you struggle with this, would you type struggle into the chat? Okay, we got some clears. Perfect. Okay. So for okay, you know what? Let's go to awful. If things go absolutely awful in 3 years' time, what does that look like? What does that look like gig wise? What does that look like fan wise? What does that look like fun wise? If it just goes the worst possible, I mean, is it that it stays exactly like it is now? Yeah, like Latrice says, like, is that awful? Or could it be worse? I mean, you're playing a little bit now. Is there a situation where maybe you just give up? Some DJs just give up. You know, they're like, this isn't working for me. I see it all the time. They're like, look, I'm sick of trying. I quit. You do see it. It's one of the main reasons I started doing this job, actually, because I used to see it and I beat that. People would come over like so ready and they would leave at the end of the season broke, go back to an office job, and you'd never see them come to Ibiza again. I used to hate it. Was the main reason I did the very first boot camp ever. Awful would be I sell and give up my equipment. Yes, that would be awful. Okay, so then let's look at okay. What is okay? It's just okay, just acceptable. I'm not going to give up, but it goes okay. I mean, what do the gigs look like there? What does the fans look like? Is there what's that situation like? Fun. Give me a clear into the chat if you're clear on what that would look like. I think that's a harder one. Like, we can all imagine what the ideal is like, but then you're like, well, what would just okay be like? I think it's the acceptable minimum, you know, enough to not give up, but that's where we're at. Okay. So we're clear on what the ideal would look like. We're clear on what just okay would look like. And you know what? I mean, we've got a good understanding of what like. We know what awful is like. Is a slightly lesser version of awful. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, we traffic lighted your genius model before. The exact things that you need to have in place really to get booked these days. Any artist that you're seeing getting booked will have some variation of what we looked at on the sheet before. Maybe they're not doing the connecting. Maybe their booking agent is, but somebody is. Okay, so if you were, you know, mostly greens on that last one, well, you're all right, because, you know, if you just keep it up over the next 3 years, that's going to compound and it's going to get slightly better each time. You can work towards the ideal if you have all of the 9 steps we just looked at in place. Okay. If you were kind of a mix of amber and green, you know, mostly greens, few ambers, you're going to be okay. If you were mostly reds and you just keep doing what you're doing right now over 3 years, you can see how that route is going to go. And then if you were mostly ambers, again, over the 3 years, you can see how that will progress. Okay? So, like, if this is 1, this trajectory is 2, this trajectory is 3, and this one is 4, what is your current trajectory? I find that word very hard to say. Trajectory. Maybe let's delete that from the vocabulary. 2. Okay. 3, 2, 1 for Michael. Michael, for anybody that thinks they're a 1, I would ask you to take a very careful look and be completely honest with yourself. Because if you've put a 1, you're doing all of these green, 100%. You're putting out killer content on a daily basis. You're looking at it every week. You're seeing where it's going right, where it's going wrong. You're bringing that into the following week. You're connecting with the right people. You've got tons of leverage built. You've got a radio show. You've got a YouTube. You're breaking the ice on a consistent basis. You're asking the question on a consistent basis. You're following up and you're doing your own events. So, Stefan, you're saying in 3 years, you're for sure a 1. Yeah, but we're looking at your current trajectory. So this was what you are now. And so the only way you can get to 1 in 3 years is where you are now. You just made me a red. Exactly, Michael. And that's not, look, the job here of a coaching call isn't to pat your back and tell you you're great. The job here is to say, what do we need to get done this month, the month after, the month after that? There's no point in us lying to each other and saying we're doing it all perfect. Because if we're doing it all perfect, why isn't it working? Okay, perfect. So here's the deal. The job of you over the next 30 days is, if you're a 4, if you're a 3, if you're a 2, it's just to get to a 1. If you're a 3, if you're a 3 or a 4, even a 2 would do, right? That's the work together. Now, here's how we're going to do it over the next 4 weeks, okay? Now that we know where the weak points are and what we need to do, this is our upcoming 4 weeks. Okay. Tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to be sending you some prep work, just some stuff to kind of get ready, just some stuff to look at and kind of be ready to implement. There's nothing for you to do. You just need to consume it and think, okay? You'll get an email tomorrow. You'll get an email on Friday. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to do what I'm calling the 48-hour install, okay? And it's where I'm going to give you some things that you can just install quickly. You don't need to learn anything. You don't need to do anything. You can just get a quick win in the bag, ready for moving forward, okay? Launchpad is 30 days. Monday and Tuesday are the official first 2 days. The rest of this week is just going to be counted as prep work, okay? So we start the official week 1 on Wednesday, right? We've got 28 days. On Wednesday, we're going to have 28 days left. I'm breaking those down into 4 weeks, right? Week 1 is the Reels challenge. If you're not already posting on a daily basis, the type of Reels that are feeding the algorithm, that are picking up big views and growing accounts, I'm not talking about any other type of content. I don't care about, you can post anything else. I'm talking about the stuff that's going to build your account. Okay? We're going to be posting 1 daily. And we're going to try and do that every day for 28 days. If you're already doing it over the last couple of weeks, well done, you're ahead of the game. Can I ask into the chat how you feel about that? If you're already doing it, you'll feel great. If you're not already doing it, does it make you nervous? Does it feel like it's going to be tough to do? Are you skeptical? Are you worried? Does it feel overwhelming? Does it feel exciting? Where are we at? Okay, perfect. Fine, I was posting daily reels. Yeah, perfect. We post it and hide it, right? No, I would say don't. What I'm saying to people is, if you're posting lots of reels on your feed and you don't necessarily want it on your feed, if you've got a curated artist feed, you can hide it to the Reels tab. I recommend you don't for the best possible results, but you can. You absolutely can. Okay. Week 2, we're going to step it up. You're going to have been posting every day for 7 days. We're going to start the outreach challenge. And I'm going to make it really, really easy for you, okay? This is Outreach Challenge Part 1. The Reels Challenge is going to run for 28 days, okay? So that's not going to stop. That will continue to run for the entire time we do Launchpad in October, okay? 28 days. Week 2, we'll start the Outreach Challenge. And that is just going to be artists and labels. That's it. You're not going to pitch any promoters. You're not going to ask for anything. As a matter of fact, it's going to be really easy because the first 7 days, you're going to be posting reels. Guess what? The second week, whoever's music we post, let's say you're posting a track that you love. Let's say, who was I listening to earlier on? Let's say Guy Barato, okay? You're posting a Guy Barato track in a reel. You're just going to share it to your stories and you're going to tag him. And then you're going to slide into his DM and say, hey, I posted this reel of your track earlier on. Absolutely love it. Thanks for all the music. Something like that. Like, that's what I would say. You could say your own thing. If you're posting music, celebrating an artist, it's completely normal to share it on the story and tag them. They'll get a DM saying, hey, this artist has just mentioned you. We have a couple of people inside the program that are doing it, and then the artists are ripping those videos and sharing them onto their own socials, or at least resharing them. If an artist doesn't accept messages, well, that chat didn't happen. And that's why we do consistent. You know, maybe the next one will. They're not all going to come to something. Some people will ghost you. Some people won't accept messages. Some people will be really friendly and reply back. Some people might just react. But at the end of the week, what we're going to find out is we're all still alive. Nobody got hurt. Nobody told us to fuck off. Nobody gave out. It didn't hurt. It was fine. We left unscathed. And that's why I'm doing week 2 like that, because it's super easy. there's no way you can get hurt. It's going to be really enjoyable. Okay. Then week 3, it's outreach challenge part 2. Okay, where we step it up slightly. Part 2, and that is promoters, and I'm going to say and industry, because there are some other things that you might want to make happen that we talk about in the training that's not necessarily booking a gig. Okay, so week 3, we're gonna start breaking the ice with some promoters that we want to play with, or some festivals that we want to play with, or some media that we would like to cover us, or a radio channel that we would like to get on. Whatever you're feeling on that week, we're gonna start reaching out to them and breaking the ice. And then week 4 is my favorite week, and it is make shit happen week. And this is where we just see. We just see after you'll have been posting every day for 3 weeks. You'll have been reaching out to some artists and producers, and then you had some conversations and it went really well. You'll have reached out to some promoters in some industry. Some will have ghosted you. Some will have replied back nicely. You'll have had some chats. Now, we're going to see what we can make happen in 7 days. We're going to decide what it is that you want to do, where you want to play, and we're just going to ask the questions. Maybe you'll get a booking. Maybe you won't. But we're going to flex the muscle of getting the booking conversations happening. And if you've been posting the right stuff every day for the 28 days, you're going to be a vastly different proposal, because they're going to see an artist that is bookable. They're going to see somebody that's taking it serious. They're going to understand what music you're about straight away. They're going to see that you get social media, which is a big thing for promoters these days. And it's a different proposal to where you're at today, okay? So those 4 weeks together, by the end of it, you'll be posting every day. We'll be outreaching all month, and we're going to swing for the bats and see what we can make happen. Can I ask, what are you most excited about for our 30 days together? Sam is hiding like this behind her jumper. She's like, oh no, don't make me do this shit. It's okay, you'll be safe. Getting things done. The reels. And the thing is, like, you'll see people coming on here with the wins at the start of the call. You enjoy, when you do the content the way we're going to do it, you enjoy it. Aggressive levels of content from Hugo. Reels. And here's the thing. Before I would have said, hey, pick any post you want. You can do whatever you're feeling. We're not. We're just doing reels, because reels is, you can get good reach with carousels. And as you've seen from the static image that I posted, you can get good reach with that as well. You can still put out whatever other content you want. But as a DJ, as an artist, reels is where it's at. You doing your job as a DJ, showing us the music that we should be listening to, showing us what you're about, showing us what we can hear if we come to see you play, giving us a bit of you on reels once a day. And if you do it right, it'll smash it. Okay, I think we're over time. Yeah, we're 7 minutes over time, so apologies. Next step, later on tonight, for anybody that's already in the community, you'll get an invite to Launchpad, which is a separate community inside the community, a separate space. Anybody that's not already inside the community, you'll get a link to sign up to Launchpad. And then from tomorrow, we start the emails. You're going to get a daily email throughout the challenge with like a little 10-minute module. You can do them daily and take action, or you can batch them. It's 10 minutes a day, Monday to Friday, weekends off. It's super easy, okay? Josh says, I've dropped the ball. I've been tagging the artist, but no mentions in stories. Yeah, Josh. So if you tag them on a feed post, they're just not going to see it. But if you share your reel to a story and tag them, Instagram DMs them, not even you, saying, hey, you've been mentioned. All you got to do is click this button to reshare it. And artists love when people are making content around their music. We get so many big acts sharing the acts in the program just using that one strategy. Okay. There we go. That's it. Can you tell me, please, what you found most useful about today's call before we wrap? Margarita is asking about the session from last Wednesday. The session from last Wednesday isn't even uploaded. We had closings week here in Ibiza last week. So there was closing parties every single day, 2 days on some days. So yeah, I've been running solo. So that's the next task for tonight. This session is going into the new Launchpad space now, and last week's session will go up with it. The fully booked diagram, top session, create and connect. I love it. Okay, guys. Here's what I want. I want some positivity. I want you to share the love for everybody. Please give each other some positive vibes. Just on mute.
Go smash the reels, guys.
Go, guys.
Get it. Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. Let's rock. Let's go.
There we go. Love it, guys. Okay. You'll be hearing from me on email. Let's do it. Like, this month could be a big, big month if you take it seriously. It's only 30 days. It'll be gone before you know it. So let's get stuck in. I'll see you in the inbox. Cheers. Been good hanging out. Adios.
See you later, Mike. Cheers,
See you
everyone.
later.
Cheers, Mike.
Bye.
Cheers.
Have a
Peace,
great-
y'all. Have a great week.
Mike, a quick question before you go. Sorry,
Yeah.
Josh. Is there one of your videos about setting up a YouTube channel on the app that we use that I can go back and look at?
Yeah. If you search in the app for YouTube Heaven, you'll see YouTube Heaven Part 1 and 2.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Legend.
Take
See you
care.
later.
Cheers.
Adios.
Thank you.